For enough time, or should we just blow through it?
We go through it. Let's go.
All righty.
Get to it.
Well then.
We're going to be able to last year.
All right. So vocab cards.
Sit down. Vocab cards.
So here we go. Captive. What is a captive? A captive is a prisoner. And in our story, Tom Thumb, the Black Knight, who was a sorcerer, held the king captive. All right? So that's your word, captive. And then we have knight. Remember knight? K-N-I-G-H-T, not the knights. We had 3 knights of the round table here. Sir Lancelot, Sir Galahad, and Sir Gawain. That's your word, knight. And magnificent. What does magnificent mean? Magnificent means of a very high quality, or something that is very beautiful and memorable. The castle of Camelot was magnificent. And I prepped your iPad, so you should be on your picture page here under highlighter. And then we have tournament. And do you remember? Tom had to prove himself in a tournament. Tournament. There's tournament. He had to fight a crawfish. Do you remember? Which was kind of funny. And he had great resolve. Resolve means to not give up, right? When he said he wanted to become a knight, what did he do? He took an acorn and he made a shield and a helmet. He used a needle for a sword. And in the end, Tom was unforgettable, right? He became a knight of the round table because he saved King Arthur. And he got him out of the Black Knight's castle. So, we are going to get started with our story. So we're going to bring up Tom Thumb. I think I prepped all of you for that. Okay, here we go. Lucas, do you want to start us off reading?
Most of you have heard full well of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table.
Thank you, Lucas.
Tom Thumb and the Knights of the Round
All right,
Table.
let's take a minute and adjust. Lucas, you're going to be the first reader, then Kiki, then Dylan.
And the Knights of the Round Table, written by Brad Kessler, illustrated by Tim Gabor.
Okay, let's go, Lucas.
Tom Thumb and the Knights of the Round Table, written. Most of you have heard full well of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and how a long time ago in England.
Sorry.
Most of you have heard full well of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and how a long time ago in England, King Arthur gathered in his court in Camelot, the most courageous man of his day. Some of you might even know some of their names. There was Sir Lancelot, Sir Galahad, and Sir Gawain. Sir Lancelot, Sir Galahad, Sir Gawain.
Changed his name there.
Yeah.
Do they look like handsome knights?
But the bravest and noblest of them all was a little-known knight who all the histories through the ages overlooked. Yet without this very knight, King Arthur himself would truly have lost his crown.
Yeah.
Our story starts in the stone cottage of a poor farmer in the south of England. One day, the farmer's wife gave birth to a son, quite pale and healthy, but alas, no larger than a human thumb. And so his parents named him Tom Thumb. Now the farmer and his wife loved the child more than anything in the world, for what Tom Thumb lacked in size, tripled in spirit.
Ah, he was very small in body, but he was very big in spirit. They're his parents, his doting parents.
cottage. Later, he taught himself to fly on the backs of butterflies and to wrestle with honeybees.
Honeybees. Wow, it's amazing he never got stung. Last one, Lucas.
All of which made his parents exceedingly nervous as they feared greatly for his safety. So much did his parents
Much
wish to
better,
shelter
Miss
Tom from
Tracy.
harm
Yeah,
and
right
protect
after
him in the
what
cottage
happens.
away from the dangers of the much larger world. Good news is, Tom stayed behind the house and watched as his parents made off to their chores.
I think we'll work on that because you sound much more projected with the other. Kiki. Oh, look, he's sad. He says, I want to go out. I want to go out. One day, after his parents had left, Tom saw an unforgettable sight. Running through a meadow in front of the cottage was a young damsel fleeing a hideous dragon. A damsel is a young lady, right? Here she is, and there's the dragon. He looks pretty hungry. Just as the dragon was about to snatch the damsel, a knight in gleaming armor burst from the wood, moving swiftly on his steed with his lance lowered and steady.
I pulled out the dictionary for this book, I have to tell you.
A steed is a horse. Right? There he is on his horse. Of the round table, come from Camelot, the knight said to the dragon. Give up yon damsel, and pledge thyself to the queen.
We have
Otherwise, I shall run ye through horn to hoof. Yeah, that was a tongue twister.
It was.
Look at his armor and his sword. Now, little Tom had been watching this with eyes agape. For the dragon was considerably larger than the knight. Yet the knight had countenanced no fear. Oh, another big word, countenanced. It means he had shown no fear. Okay, 2-page warning, Dale. So taken was Tom with the knight's courage that he resolved that he too would become a knight of the Round Table. The very next day, Tom sewed himself a suit of armor. He carved a helmet from an acorn crown. I think he looks pretty good. Last one, Kiki. He took one of his mother's sewing pins for a sword and sheathed it in a case stitched from pure spider web. Yeah, and for several weeks he practiced jousting and sword fighting. First with an army of boisterous ants, and finally with the family hamster. Poor hamster. I think you should nip him in the butt. Hey, Dale.
Turn the page.
Oh, no. Volume up. Yay.
I don't think they're on the right one. Somebody else needs to do it.
Okay. Colin, we'll come back to Dylan. 2. Colin, where are you?
Our volume's up. Let's see if they'll catch up. Mom, I guess we can
We
read
were
this
not on the
page.
right book, so let's see what page is that.
At last, Colin hasn't read it yet.
Okay, it's page 18.
At last, early in the morning, he wrote his parents a note saying, I've gone to King Arthur's court and promise I'll return as soon as I become a knight, but not before.
Okay, you there, Tommy?
Yeah, I think we're there.
Okay, go ahead, Dale.
We're going to go all the way up, Dylan.
Then he slipped from the cottage and headed off to Camelot.
Who's doing it?
Go ahead, do
I
it.
don't care. I just didn't want to turn it off.
Catch Tom by the seat of his pants. The bird flew up and up, high above the treetops.
Look at that. He looks like a very angry bird.
Angry bird.
Ere long, Tom said to the raven, Good raven, what do you plan to do with me?
Did he have
Ere long, Tom said to the raven, Good raven, what do you plan to do with me? Well, you're the last ingredient from a shepherd's pie, the raven replied.
Nice accent.
Tom turned this over a bit and said, I'd likely cause you indigestion.